In this week's kit, you'll find 3 pipe cleaners, a ball of yarn, and 2 googly eyes. The first thing we need to do is take our yarn and start wrapping it around our hand. So I'm going to hold it with my thumb for the first couple of wraps, and then eventually I've covered it so it can stay. I'm just going to wrap my hand with lots of yarn. The more yarn you use, the fluffier your monster will be. Okay, I think that's about a good amount of yarn. You can see how much I have here. And now I need to pick the color of antenna for my monster. I think green and purple will look pretty great together. So I'm just going to poke this through where my hand is, making sure all of the yarn is in there. You can kind of feel inside and make sure all of the yarn is above the pipe cleaner. And now you can slide your hand out carefully, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and trim off the yarn ball, set that aside. All right, so now we've got our little loop. Before you let it go, we're going to go ahead and maybe we should secure it first, actually. I think that's the best thing to do. So take your yarn, pull it nice and tight with your antenna here, and wrap it as tight as you can. The first wrap can be loose, but then if you pinch it right on the part that's twisted and keep turning and turning and turning it, it'll get nice and tight around your yarn so that none of the yarn wants to come out. Now we get to trim all of the loops that we made with our yarn. So I'm gonna do my best to find the middle. I lost it a little bit there, but that's okay. And I'm gonna go a little bit at a time and trim my yarn, just like that. I'm just gonna kind of fluff it up, see if I missed any loops. I trimmed some yarn twice, that's okay. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I don't see, oh, I found a loop. Let me trim it. Kind of run my fingers through, see if I find any more. Looks good to me. All right, so now here is the base for my monster. And I get to decide what kind of antenna I want this monster to have. You could make it curly by wrapping it around your finger. Have curly little antennas. Those are kind of fun. You could make zigzag antenna just by bending it back and forth. You could have one of each. It's really up to you. You get to be creative. Make your own antenna design. I'm sure you'll come up with lots of clever things. Now it's time to put the eyeballs on my monster. Whoops. And you'll need glue for this. Yep, these are not the self-adhesive eyes. And you just apply a bunch of glue. I actually forgot to bring it in there, but that's okay. I will set my glue on my monster just like that, or set my eyes on my monster just like that. So you get the idea of what they look like. And there is your fantastic little monster. With your leftover pipe cleaners, if you have any leftover yarn from other projects from this month, you can make your monster some friends. You might not have googly eyes, but if you take some construction paper and a crayon or a pencil, you can make your own eyes for your monster. And I think it'll look fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this week's craft. We hope to see pictures of what you made on our social media. Makes us really happy when we get to see your final projects. So please share them with us and come back next week for next week's yarn project. Thank you. Bye.